Hi guys, today we're going to learn about chapter 2, creating sprites and backdrops in Scratch. In the previous chapter we saw introduction to Scratch in the main component it uses. In this chapter you'll start creating a project by adding backdrops and some sprites to it. In Scratch, the backdrop and sprites are like the computer hardware, which can only work with instructions that are given to it. This can also include costumes and sounds, which you can add to sprites. Now, let's start to explore some of the things we can do in Scratch. First, let's select New from the file and start a new project. Here, click New. Now, chapter 2.1, creating sprites. Every new project starts with one sprite called Sprite 1 or the cat. It's already loaded, but we can also add as many of our own as we want, or we can edit or delete the cat. There are 4 icons of creating a sprite. The first one is choose from library, choose from library. The next one is paint, to paint new sprite. The next one is surprise, and the last one is upload sprite from file. First, let us start from the simplest way of creating sprites by importing one from the library. Let's click choose the sprite first. In the sprites pane below the stage, first, now this is found in the sprites pane below the stage, and we have to click that on the icon immediately to the right of the new sprite and text to view the library. Now we get the library, and there are animals, people's fantasies, everything here. So let's click whatever we want now. Choose a sprite from one new offer. I would click apple. If you click on the cat sprite, you'll see that it also has 2 costumes which we can use to create a running effect with a script. Another way to create sprite is by drawing one. Note that sprites don't have to be animals or people. They can be everything or anything which you want to interact with in your project. So if you want some text to appear at a given time, you would create a text sprite. That's what you're going to do. First, click the paint new sprites, the paint brush at the top, here like I make it by my mouse. This will open the drawing pane. First, make sure your working mode is in vector mode. If it says bitmap mode to the bottom right of the drawing pane, click to convert to vector button. Now click the text icon on the right and start typing your text. Let's start typing here. If we want to change the color, here click the color picker here and change color. Okay. change the size, first here double click here and make on size. You can also draw a shape around your text to highlight it, and click the line tool, or here click the line tool, or draw multiple lines to create zigzag shape around the text. And if your drawing skills aren't up to this, just create a circle here or a square. You should now have 3 sprites, one of which we text and we have just created. Note that when you drew your third sprite, you were actually creating a costume, not a sprite, because the sprite that just has the one costume that effectively creates the sprite. If you wanted to, you could add extra costumes by clicking any one of the icons based on what you saw previously on methods of adding new sprites to your project. Beneath the new costume, in the same way as you have already created new backdrops, for example, you could duplicate the same duplicate the existing costume and create a second one with different text. You could then use a script later on to switch between the two costumes and display different text. The other way to create a sprite is by importing an image in the costume pane, or in here in the costume pane. In the costume pane for the new sprites, click the upload costume from new file icon. If your drawing pane is in bitmap mode, click to convert here. Click to convert to vector. Convert to vector. Okay. Resize and move the computer here the image until it's in the bottom right. Or if you want, as you want. I first click the the last option is to create a sprite by using an image directly taken by the camera. And in the costume pane for the new sprites, click this new sprite from the camera icon if you want it. When you click the camera icon, it will pop up a window with the camera of the computer on you for you to take a picture. After adding the camera image, you have 5 sprites and your stage looks a bit of chunky.